Now that the lights are out of the way, we can start working on the main car grille. So go into front view, and then you want to edit this mesh here that we created earlier, and then select the faces that will be part of your grille. Duplicate them and create a new mesh from that. Then slide this over here until it goes completely into the headlights. And then you want to scale it so it's bigger than the area that you want your grills to be. So I'll just add some loop cuts to tighten those corners, and then we need to apply all the modifiers. Then extrude them on the y-axis, just like that, and I will remove those two modifiers. Then in the Blender Kit search bar, type PL or hexagonal, and you should find the hexagonal car grille, this one here. Slide it over your main grille that you want, and make sure that it clips through the mesh that we created earlier. So for this one, I will just try to position the hexagon in the center, because you want one to be perfectly in the center ideally. So I'll just place this over here and make sure that it goes, it expands beyond your mesh on all directions. Then add a Boolean modifier with intersect and select the car grille. Now you may need to tweak this a tiny bit. Sometimes it works perfectly like a charm, and sometimes it won't. So I'll just do it again, set to intersect, and then try selecting this mesh here. Like if you get, this is probably the worst scenario that you can get, but just apply a modifier and delete the grille, and then delete the excess. So now into the front view, delete what's just not going to be used. And that's why you want it to be quite bigger than your grille, so you can have some spare to just move around. And I promise you, sometimes it's just, most of the time, it's a lot better than this. But we can easily work with that. So I'll just delete those excess parts. No big deal. Let's just slide this over here. Try to complete that. Just like this. And mine isn't centered, but try to make it centered on yours. I redid it outside of the video right after. So add a lattice object and then scale it down so it englobes like the whole car grille. I'm going to scale it in all directions. Just like that. And then I will add a lattice modifier to my object and select the lattice we just created as its control. The lattice will allow us to deform non-destructively the mesh. So I will just add some divisions onto the lattice. And then in edit mode, I will just start pulling points to place the grille in position. So try to move them one row at a time and not just one point. So that way you will get a more uniform result. And try to not add too many points in the beginning. Start with very few and then add from there if needed. So you can see how we can quickly create very complex grills with this without needing to work too much with complex meshes. So I'll just spend some time placing those points. I'll always try to work symmetrically. So if you pull one point on the left, then do it the same on the right. And I'll do the same for the center. I'll just pull those towards the front a bit more. All right, that's it for this one. Let's hide the lattice now. And you can see how good it looks right away. So in under 5 minutes, we just created this grille. That would have been very complex to get right otherwise. So you can play with the different materials. I have 2 slots here. So you can just adjust if you want like a 2-tone grille or not. Just like this. So I'll just play with mine a tiny bit.